How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews back with yet another review. Not just me, joined today with John. Say hi, John.
What it is.
John owns and operates an establishment in beautiful northeastern Pennsylvania called
J&H Beer.
Ampersand H Beer.
But I'm only back because you people asked to get me back. I was here before.
No, it's probably some of our lowest viewed reviews, but
No.
I brought him back anyway because he smells like
Beer?
beef and cheese.
That's why I got a new haircut.
Yeah.
See if I change.
But yes, John's here today to help us do a review on a few beers, and the first one we're going to do is Fuller's Vintage Ale, 2000, nonetheless. Have you had this before?
Excited, never did, no.
No? I know I've had Fuller's Vintage before. I'm not sure what I remember, because I think I had it over a decade ago. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited to give it a whirl, because it is an old ale, and old ales are awesome. Especially English old ales from actual
European craftsmanship.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see. This is the 2000 Vintage Ale. As far as what it says on the box, it says Fuller's 2000 Bottle Conditioned Vintage Ale. On the back, got a little story. Fuller's 2000 Bottle Conditioned Vintage Ale. It says, I have crafted this very special ale from the UK Institute of Brewing's current champion malted barley. Ooh, that's hoity-toity. And organically produced hops, and of course, our unique yeast to create a truly extraordinary limited edition brew. Individually packed and numbered, this bottle is one of only 85,000 produced.
Whoa.
Yeah, how about that?
LTD.
Yeah, mellow and golden.
85,000.
It will improve with age, and for best results, should be matured in a cool room or cellar. Being bottle conditioned, it forms a natural sediment, so pour carefully, sit back, and enjoy this very finest Fuller's ales. John Keeling, Brewmaster, Institute of Brewing, 1999 champion Optic malted barley. So there you go. That's what it says in the box. This peanut butter freaks out. Runs away. As far as what it says on the bottle, let's see here. Fuller's 2000 Bottle Vintage Ale, number 45,890. So
we're right in the middle there.
Yeah,
bro.
right in the middle.
Right
How
in
about that?
Right in the meaty.
On the back, it says the same exact stuff that was on the box. Anything additional? Best before 2003. We're a little late on this. Drain pour, right?
How could you
start away?
How could you have a 3-year date on an old ale? Though?
Well, that's the thing too. It's like they said you should let it sit in cellar
for 3 or 4.
But
yeah.
But now it's best before. Yes. Yeah. Well, no, it didn't give you a time frame. It just said let it sit, and now it says best before.
Oh, it thought it said, or maybe it says something different on as well. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I read 3 to 4. Maybe.
No, it says here.
Or no, it
says mellow and golden. Yeah. It will improve with age, and for best results, should be matured in a cool.
I think I looked that up online quick just to see what it was about.
Yeah. That's about it. Super cool bottle, man. Everything about that bottle is badass. I mean, it's got nice glass etching on it, and it's got this nice little fancy ribbon up there because that makes it super important. And everything about it, it just screams old English style beer. It almost looks like a liquor or scotch or something like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, their small bottles are fairly similar to this. It's just that they're not quite.
How big is that? 2.6 ounces, so it's probably like 400?
18.6, yeah.
So 400 and change milliliter? 400? Something?
29 per ounce, I think, so I can't add.
Yeah. Anyway, there's enough. Enough for 2 people, that's all I know. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to try to pull this off.
Oh, no, don't.
Now it's ruined.
No, because now you can't leave it on there when you save the bottle. No. That's going to be a collector's edition right there.
Let's see what we got going on here.
Look at that lovely burgundy color.
That looks... It said it's a nice golden color.
Yeah. Oh, it is?
It's
actually a little bit lighter than I thought.
I thought it was going to be lighter. Based off of its description. I mean, being an old ale, you typically, you're going to get some color from it, but let's stop there. Leave what's in there for now.
I get that old grain. I can already get that.
Yeah, these sweet, musty dankness. I mean, color-wise, that was pretty damn fucking awesome.
It almost smells like we just opened a whiskey up.
A little bit. Faint, like a watered-down whiskey. Like someone drank a whiskey and let that little ice in there and a little whiskey mixed together, and it kind of... Yeah. It looks awesome. I mean, it's not clear, but it's not super dense. It's got like that kind of hazy...
It is. It's kind of like medium, like where like it's
Yeah.
kind of pretty.
It looks
murky.
old.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Nice head on it.
Nice. I got a finger head.
Yeah, a little bit more on mine. Super nice.
Pretty like almost like a.
It smells old.
The head's got a nice color to it. It's almost like yellow hybrid, beige hybrid, white.
Yeah, somewhere between like beige and white. It smells old. It smells dank and old. Wet paper.
That's it.
You know?
Yeah. That's it.
No, there's a little bit of sweetness in there. A little bit of sweetness
It
in
just
there. A
got
little
a little
caramel,
candy.
toffiness going on, just the slightest amount.
Some overly caramelized fruits.
Yeah. Yeah, but it smells nice. I mean, it smells like an old ale. It smells like an old, not super robust old ale. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that kind of like...
It almost smells thin. Like it's kind of like,
Yeah.
not that it's thin, but it smells like it's light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then again, the mouthfeel can give me a surprise here.
Cheers.
Let's see. Mouthfeel's about where I thought it would be. It's a little bit more than I thought maybe.
It's kind of weird.
Doesn't have a lot of fruit. It's just like a snappy malt kind of. There's a little fruit in there.
You could definitely tell it was a thinner beer to start off with, and it's just it's gotten better, way better. But there's only so far it can go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as. It actually tastes like there's zero oxidation in it. It tastes like it's held up almost perfectly well.
It is, yeah.
It just has that.
There's a sensation that I can't, or the taste that I can't describe. Not like papery, but something. It ain't raisinette.
Well,
It's that mustiness.
Well, it's that like that kind of. It almost does that wet paper thing, but it's not there. It's you want it to almost be there. It tastes like
It kind of starts and then it doesn't
It
go
actually
through.
it tastes like it has the slightest amount of alcohol to it, which is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Especially being this old. And then it was how much percent did you say it was? You looked it up.
8.5.
8.5%. It's a nice beer. It's super drinkable. It's easy, but it's missing something.
It still has a certain level of bitterness to it, kind of on the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, this is probably pretty hoppy when they made it. It had to have been, because if it's 14, this is almost 15 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we are in
It tastes like it kept...
NEPA winter starting.
It tastes like it's kept awesome. Like they're saying the best before 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious what it tastes like back then, but it doesn't taste like it's turned at all. It tastes like it just kind of like got a certain bigness and kind of just settled there and stopped. You know, instead of like changing in a bad way.
The thing about this beer is that it's almost like too light to be considered. Like it's just not really a sipper for me and you. Me and you would just have this beer and like have a couple of them. It's not that light.
It's almost.
I mean, it's not that heavy.
It's almost a session beer.
It is. It is because when you drink this,
it's not almost 9% session beer.
it goes down like easy though. It's not hard to drink. It's not like a sipper at all.
You know what it actually tastes like to me? It tastes kind of similar to, without that weird finish.
Mm-hmm.
From I think it's from the malts they use. Maybe I'm not sure what it is.
The champion malts that they use.
No, it tastes very similar to JW's Harvest Ale without that weird finish that JW's usually has.
They got that signature flavor on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really nice. I mean, it's super drinkable. It's a nice beer.
Yeah, because Lee's is like twice as heavy as this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but it has a similar taste.
It's those champion malts that you were reading about, whatever.
That they created, right?
Yeah.
Current UK Institute of Brewing's current champion malted barley.
Can't get them anywhere else, bro.
Nope. Nope. Yeah. But it's nice. I'm enjoying it for what it is. Like
it is.
I thought it would be a little different. See if we can get a little bit of that sediment in there. Can I give you a little extra something?
And this is how you explained ratings to me once. You could rate a beer, and 2 years later, it's going to have a 5 or 10 point differential on it. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to rate a beer that's this old because I don't know what it tastes like fresh. But
that's the thing. You rate a beer like a lot of people out there like will rate beers based off of style. Like they're like, oh well, it's a great beer, but it's not within the style, so I'm going to knock it points. I don't do it. I just rate it. I rate it for how good I think it is, regardless of what it says it's supposed to be.
Just a rough estimate on what kind of beer this is. That's all you need to know, and I could rate it. That's all. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be an exact.
If I were to give this rating, I'd probably give it like a 91.
Mm-hmm. That's
what I would give this beer. Because it has that oldness that I like. It doesn't have that like chocolate raisinettiness to it, but it does have that caramelly toffee-ness that you kind of get with a little bit older English ales. And I kind of like it.
Yeah, no, I'm not the host of the show, but I'm going to throw my 2 cents in here for a rating and say an 88.
88?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you're allowed to read stuff. That's why you're here. you rated everything else.
Yeah, I know.
You know. So yeah, I give it like a 91 overall. Availability is a weird one because I mean it's kind of like sold. It's kind of like not available.
I've never seen this hardly for my store too much. I never even asked for it really, but
Yeah, and
never heard about it.
value wise, I think I paid $12 or $13 for this.
How long
To me,
ago? Was that when you got it?
6 hours ago.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Oh, okay.
No. Yeah,
You
6
couldn't-
hours ago.
You couldn't wait any longer to drink it, huh? Had to drink it now.
Well, I picked it up. I was like, yeah, I got to review something.
We got one that we bought about half an hour ago that we're gonna do next.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, but value wise, like you're talking about, like, geez, I mean, for me, this is a very cool, interesting beer to have.
Yeah.
And for it being $12 to $13, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Mm.
Especially because of the age. Like, how you're never gonna chance of coming across something like this. They're kind of slim to none.
And you know what? That's probably one of the main reasons that it's aged so well too. You got that nice little.
Yeah, because no light.
It's got its own. It's got its own miniature cellar, brother.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, I mean, 91 from me, 88 from him. And you know, I'd give it non-available for both price and value and all that stuff. And it's a really nice beer. I mean, it's a weird one to recommend because usually at this point I'll be like, well, if you like this beer, if you like that beer, it's worth something to checking out. I mean, honestly, it's a beer that if you're in a good beer and you just like to see how stuff ages and progresses. Because even old beers that don't taste good, I like to taste them just to kind of see what happens to beer.
We had quite an experiment about a year ago with about 10 different cases that were old.
Yeah, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just cool. It's just a cool experience to try older beers.
Anybody that drinks barley wines or old ales, it's just a lighter version of anything from England. That's all.
Yeah, and that would be the thing. If you're into old ales or barley wines, but you want something that's a step back, but has a little bit of dankness to it from age, it's something worth giving a whirl. You know what I mean? And just a history about it itself. Just to drink old beer is awesome. So if you see one of these floating around for a reasonable price, I'd totally pick one up. Don't expect to be blown away. It's not going to be like J.W. Lee's or Thomas Hardy. It's not going to be that kind of beer.
No.
You know what I mean? But
I wouldn't even put J.W. Lee's in the same class as Hardy's though either. It's just.
But you've never had like
it's in a class of its
you've
own.
never had a 10-year-old J.W. Lee's, have you?
No, maybe I had like a 2005. It was a few years ago though.
Yeah, so. When the older they get, the closer they get
to.
to
Maybe 6 or 7 years old. Yeah.
The closer they get to each other.
Yeah.
So.
It is a pretty heavy beer.
They're totally different
Pretty heavy.
right out of the chute.
Yeah.
But the older they get, the more similar they get. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. There you go.
Very good.
That's a review in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. We did, because we're drinking it. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If you like to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can find John at...
I'm on Facebook and beermenus.com. And I'm on...
How do they find you?
Google JM% Beer.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you can find me, Massive Beers, in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Way more active on Instagram, so if you can check us out anywhere, check us out there. And, yeah, another review down.
I want to get another Instagram going for my account because I couldn't get it hooked up to the Facebook, so I had to do it. I'm going to start a new one.
I gotcha.
Because I screwed it up with, I had different Facebooks on there that it was going to.
For the story, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell. It was going to a... I did it and it was going to a Facebook. I have no fucking clue where it was going.
I gotcha.
It was going to a Facebook. I don't even know if I know it existed.
Well,
so
I mean, you should be able to do something.
It got lost in the universe somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah.
We all get lost there from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. Another review down. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed everything. Hopefully you're enjoying a really nice beer right now.
Yep.
And hopefully you see you next time. Cheers.